Now, a lot of people, I think, have mistakenly believed that because you and Barbarian, when you were teamed together, were very much in the same mold as Hawk and Animal, which is easy to see, both, all four of you huge guys, dominant, that kind of thing. But a lot of people have written in and asked if, and I'll use this as an example, what did Hawk and Animal say to you and Barb about the Powers of Pain gimmick in the locker room? Were they okay with it, and what were their thoughts on it? Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, actually, Animal and Hawk blessed us. They blessed us with doing it. They wanted us to do it because they had nobody to work with and no one bigger, actually bigger and stronger than them to actually make them true baby faces. They were bigger than everybody. And, when you're a bigger baby face, it's hard to sell for a smaller person where you get two big guys and, they're huge. They're all muscle. They can move around like you and that stuff. It can make you easy to sell. And they're able to sell, finally be true, being true baby face. And that's what they wanted. But, knowing for a long time, they actually helped us come up with the name Powers of Pain also.
Really?
They sat with us one night and we got to come up with a name for you guys. You guys need a name for your tag team. And we all kind of just started coming around with names, and Powers of Pain came out. And it was a good name.
See, a lot of people are assuming the opposite, like you were so similar that maybe there was some sort of, I don't know, like a clash of similarities in that sense. But I didn't realise that Hawk and Animal yearned to be the smaller of the guys.
Yeah, they were. If you look at next to us and that stuff, Barb and me were massive at that time. I mean, I went about between 330, 340. Barb was 315. Animal was about 305. Hawk was probably about 280 at that time, I believe, maybe right around that. So yeah, we were bigger than them in that stuff. And we were stronger in that too.
I'm glad you mentioned that because no, I'm sorry, that's different. 2 or 3 people have asked the exact same question. Did you ever use fake plates for the £500 rep-off that was televised?
No. And the funny thing about that is I tell everybody, if you ever have been a weightlifter, put 500 pounds on a bar and see how far it bends. Okay, it's at 500, that bar starts to bend some. At 405, not quite yet. But when you get to 500, that bar starts to bend. And if you take a look at that picture, you can see that bar starting to get a little bit of bend to it. It's not a lot, but you can see it. And no, I was that strong at that time. I had no injuries, no nothing. I was at the top of my game and that stuff. You're at the top of your strength at that time. And but he got me that day because I had just done bench about 3 days before, so I was kind of still a little tight. And the biggest thing I was worried about just tearing something. That's what I was worried about the most. But you get on TV, and all that adrenaline just goes through. And that adrenaline probably gave me about an extra 5 reps because you're just like, man, I got to do this. I mean, I'm in front of all these people. All these people can be watching. I got to do this, and it just brings it out in you.
This fella says 19 reps you did. Was it 19?
Yep, 19.
Even not being in front of the cameras or anything like that, have you ever benched that much that many times?
I have done I did like I said, I did 14. If I remember, I think it was Denver, Colorado. I did 14 at 500. And that's when we were traveling on the road. Of course the air's a little thinner up there, maybe that helped a little bit. But yeah, I did 14 at that gym that day. And then I went to I think 550, and I did it for like 7 or 8 reps. So yeah, I was on a different planet at that time.
We're going to talk about strength stuff a little later on, but I just have to ask this: did you ever? I'm presuming maybe you were a fan of like the old style strongman competitions, World's Strongest Man or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Was that anything you were ever interested in getting into?
Not really. I'd watch it and I love it. I mean, it's amazing what those guys can do. Carrying a car, refrigerators. I mean, my God, that's amazing. Mm. But I never really thought about getting into it. And so unless you're the top dog, there's no money in it.
Yeah.
You really can't make a true living. You really can't.
So what was it like Mariusz Pudzianowski?
Pudzianowski. Yeah. I love Pudzianowski. He's incredible, man. What an amazing feat he always did all the time.
Yeah, I think
he looked like a bodybuilder almost.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
the
an
other
amazing
thing.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Loads of them got, like the big power bellies and stuff like that.
yeah,
Whereas he looked ripped as anything. And then I think he went into
yeah,
MMA afterwards. For like that
yeah.
big Polish league.
Yeah. He tried MMA and found out MMA is a little tougher than what you think it is.
Yeah. I tell you what, I think he gets paid from that as well because like the Polish league, it's like WS something or other. I can't remember the name.
Right,
And
right.
they always put him in like more like freak fights and stuff like that. Like not top of the
Yeah,
top. But man,
yeah.
he gets paid doing that
Oh,
stuff.
he's a god. He's a god in Poland. Poland. I mean, they love Polish people are naturally just stronger people. If you notice another guy in the strongman now, another Polish kid coming up that's really good. So they're always doing very well.
I can't think of the surnames, but it's the Scottish kids at the moment who won. Is it? It's not
Right.
Stott or something like that. I can't remember what the surname is, but I do watch it every year. I could just never remember any of the names. Let's go back to the Road Warriors before I forget. Who came up to you with that big story between you and the Road Warriors and the bench press and then the turning and all that kind of thing? Whose idea was it?
It was actually the if I remember, I think it was The Office. It was probably, I'm sure Animal had something to do with it. I'm sure it did. I really don't know, but it was something because what had truly happened before that is we were having some matches and it was up in the Chicago area. I believe it was Gary, Indiana, if I remember right. And I had done this move many, many, many times, a lot of people, but never somebody as big as Animal. And I put them over my shoulders up there, walked around them. I did this move where I kicked my feet out and come back on them. And somewhere or another, I guess our size and just the power coming down, my the back of my shoulder blade hit him in the eye, and it cracked his orbital bone in his eye. And when I knew something happened right because I could see he was hurt. So we got him out of the ring right away and finished the match. And went him back, and when he went to just blow his nose real quick, his eyeball started shooting out.
Oh no!
And that's how we knew that the orbital was broken. And so what we did is he was going to get surgery, but right before the surgery, someone came up with the idea of the bench press contest. And it was a good thing because they could do that when we did the gimmick where we took him I threw his head into the plates and worked it that, he was carted off on a stretcher. And then they show the surgery. So it worked right into a great angle right there. Everything just kind of worked out which not a good way to have it work out, but it worked out that way.